Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today, after a little break, coming up with the new year as well, so we're going to be taking a look at the Saurian Devlog for 107 that just came out recently, and then hopefully soon we should be having another Planet Zoo thing. I'll keep you updated on that. So, coming back from a little break, so hopefully you guys have had a happy Christmas and New Year, took a little break. So now we're going to have a look at the Saurian Devlog for 107 for December of 2021. So first off, we've had people asking about the book, so we thought we'd point out that it is available. So you follow the link here to purchase it, and it's also available in bookstores, as our very own Pickle found recently. So you can see it in a bookstore now. That's very, very awesome. So, with the holiday period in the new year, plus some of our team members moving houses, we'll be taking a short break, but we should be able to hear from us in January. So, don't worry about that, just taking a little break. Obviously, we have quite a tumultuous period recently, hasn't everyone? And we'd like to again thank our fans for sticking with us. We see you and we appreciate it. So, we've got a little bit of progress, of course, for end of Christmas. So, we're going to be starting off with Ali's little Christmas update. So, hello everyone. First off, happy nearly Christmas, or Christmas now, more likely New Year now, and then second of all, let's talk about nesting. So nesting is that new mechanic coming around. So on previous devlogs, we've mentioned that we're using a combination of shader effects and scent vision to convey the temperature of the eggs by coloring them according to their current temperatures. So they said, well, we've decided to rework that a little bit. See, with the Dakota Raptor, it was easier to stand over the egg, check the egg's temperature, decide that it might need to be cool or sit down on the nest or sit down on the nest to roost to warm them up. It was all pretty straightforward since you knew as long as you were sitting down on the nest, you were warming up. No other indicators necessary. And then we realized we can't have trikes sitting on their nests because that would be a bit of a disaster. So for one, the Triceratops nest object has taller walls, and another, they are heavy. So instead of dealing with the logistics of that, we decided to have the trikes care for the nest by piling vegetation upon it in order to raise its temperature. So something like a crocodile would do. In order to make it a little harder for the player, the plants will decay after a while, so the nest will need to be maintained for the duration of the lifespan of the eggs. So you can see here we've kind of made some changes. So obviously with playing Dakota Raptor, it all worked fine, but it seems to work does not work as well with Triceratops. So we'll have a look at this video here and compare. So you can see here, look what we're going to do. You can see the trike. So we're going to grab the plant. So you don't only need plants for eating, you have to maintain your nest. I think this adds a lot of really cool gameplay. So drop that in. So it's going to be more plants in there. I really like this mechanic because often in animals like crocodiles, since crocodiles don't really sit on their nest, and some birds, they don't really sit on their nest, what they do is they'll put vegetation or dirt on their nest to help keep it at a constant temperature. So like the decaying plants will help, things like that. So this is still quite accurate, and I think it adds a lot of different gameplay to the Dakota Raptor and the Triceratops, because obviously the Triceratops will have to go and get plants to heat up the eggs, while Dakota Raptor will just be able to sit on it, and it'll be add a different challenge, I think. And yeah, so look, no, it's nice and warm. Really, really cool. I'm a big fan of that. So nice and warm. Trikes will be fine. Little baby triklets. I like that name. So, however, this approach has raised concern of how do we convey that the nest is currently warming up. So after a couple of discussions, we settled on making the nest itself show the temperature and have the eggs only shining white when viable. So this can be seen briefly at the end of the video I posted. All of us have given some freedom for experimentation with some new shaders to let the players know when the nest is roosting, or I think they're supposed to be roasting, and when it's cooling. We're still working on exactly what this is going to look like, so that's something to look forward to for the next devlog. So we can see this mechanic here. You can see, we'll go back to here. You can see it's white there, so that means they are viable. Really, really cool. I think breeding is really going to, and maintaining a nest and things like that is really going to add some cool mechanics. So yeah, That's Ali's update. Now we're moving to Henry. So this month I've been jumping around and working on finishing my new contributions and to responsibilities to the new patch, such as making sure that AI are able to eat the nests, eat eggs. I mean, so I imagine things like Paleosanoa or Didelphodon potentially, and then spawning predators to attack the nest where the eggs are present. So that'd be including a Caraptor as well. So that'd be part of the dynamic spawning. Ensuring that potential AI mates won't see the player as a threat when they're interested. So that's interesting. Conveying a nest, converting a nest full of eggs into a bunch of hatchlings scampering about, and ensuring that the nest data is stored, saved, and load correctly. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes code. That's good. So I'm happy to say that I've finished a pass on all of these. The only remaining task I've set for myself is next defense behavior for AI. However, this might only be an issue. So as it stands, we ended up with a lot more of the existing social systems to handle mate behavior than we expected. And result, we got a lot of design behaviors for free, quote unquote. I need to do some testing, but it's possible the same will be the case for AI nest defense behavior. However, the current behavior doesn't work as hoped. I'd like to give the AI a bit more of aggressive and focused territorial behavior when they are eggs in the nest. It won't be anything particularly complex compared to what already exists, but it seems right for me that both an animal behavior standpoint and for a helpfulness to player standpoint, the AI should be conspicuously vigilant about protecting their nest, obviously, because that's the next generation. You want to protect that as best you can. You put all that effort into making that nice eggs and things like that, so that's really, really cool. So, although I'm not sure how long it will take, or if I'll have any more support to do on other parts as the project soon, my hope is that it'll be done with writing new features and pivoting to debugging them, and also older, higher priority bugs we've been collecting reports on. I'll be moving across the country over the break, so there won't be much time until January, but I am looking forward to getting a build with new stuff from Saurian Lovely QA. So looks like we're starting to really get a good job with that. Just got to deload some bugs and things like that. So going to be really awesome to play around with that, and hopefully get this as soon as possible. And we have got another one from Tom. So how can you not love Tom? A lovely Australian man. So he's got some animations for us by the looks of it. So with the implementation of the courtship and nesting system, a number of new animations. So that's really cool. First, we decided we realized we needed a courtship display in addition to the threat and social display we already have. So coming up with a movement separate enough for those of each animal proved difficult. The Triceratops essentially, as it has already waves its frill for the social display. So I ended up mixing a lizard like bob and push up like a rhinoceros like head thrust. So that's pretty cool, like a bob and a thrust. I think that's pretty cool. And so for Dakotaraptor, we've got another one as well. So for Dakotaraptor, I emphasized its wings, and I want to save tail-based displays for Anzu and gave it a head bob, which is a behavior many birds use in courtship, and I was particularly inspired by stork courtship dances. So this will be very interesting. So that's kind of the head bobbing that the Dakotaraptor is doing. A lot of birds do that kind of head bobbing. Really, really interesting. So the trikers get like a head bob or a push up, like a rhino. I think that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see because they've got the kind of semi-sprawled legs, kind of push up in a rhino head bob. I think that'll be interesting. But yeah, I think that looks quite nice. It fits quite well. I think Tom's really improved on his animations. I think it looks really nice. And I did consider giving licking behavior with foot scrapes. So licking is when kind of they'll all congregate in the area, the males will display, and the female just comes around and checks. A lot of birds, including kakapo and a lot of other birds like cock of the rocks and birds like that, do use a lot of lurking behavior or licking behavior. And it's something we actually know from fossil evidence. So we have evidence of scrapes in the ground by these kind of large theropods, not but potentially not T-Rex in particular, probably a bit too old, but some species of large theropods. So that's really a cool way to give new evidence, because that was only described, I think, in the past couple of years. So a good way to incorporate new evidence into the game as well. And he will do that for T-Rex. I think they'll add a really nice dynamic component to it. So like if Triceratops, let's say the 3 playables that we got on the way. So Triceratops will be a lot more maintaining your herd, and you'll be breeding with your herd. Dakotaraptor will most likely be monogamous, and then Tyrannosaurus will be like licking behavior, and then they will go off with the males, and the males will take care of the babies. So I think that's very, very interesting. And we've also decided, as we weren't included mating, we need some kind of proxy before eggs are placed in the nest. We decided to go with a sort of nuzzle, and you'll have to wait to see this one in action. So you'll have a cute little animation just to signify you've mated. It won't be... most games handle it like that, so I wouldn't be too surprised. No graphic mating, for obvious reasons. But I'm really excited to see the progress, and it's come out really well. So let's have a look at the community spotlight as well. We have Riker the Tyrant Lizard, who managed to surprisingly kill an Ankylosaurus. Really good job. I love that Ankylosaurus. We got some art here from Utyrannus enjoyer. I am too Utyrannus enjoyer, one of my favorite dinosaurs, and a nice piece that's come up. I like the combination, because you can see the back here was obviously done in pencil, and then you can see the front one is digital. I think that's very, very interesting. Firegator managed to get a Didelphodon, and look at this one here. So this is by VY. We've got a juvenile Dakote with Tyrannosaurus looking into the void, and this is the older one. Really, really nice job there. So this is the end of the devlog for now. I think it's really cool to see the mating come around, because I think that adds a lot to the game. It'd be cool to see a new mechanic in place. Really, really awesome. So yeah, I think this would be a very, very good place to end the video. So yeah, I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to hit the little bell icon to get notified when I upload anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.